Hey everyone, just want to welcome you to Module 2 for ME83 Computational Mechanical Engineering Lab. I'm Dr. Burns. So topics within the second module. Well, the first major thing is you're going to have your lab number 1, the analysis of a part. This will be submitted as an assignment through Blackboard, so please make sure to complete that by the appropriate due date, and those due dates are located in our course schedule. So I'll be going over that at the end of this overview, and it's also located in the schedule section on Blackboard. Now this lab 1 is posted through this module and is due on Sunday the 30th by 11:59 p.m. So please make sure to have that turned in by that due date. A reminder, as always, I do have office hours scheduled for Wednesdays from 9:30 a.m. till 10:30 a.m. If you're unable to meet during this time, please send me an email or a message on Teams and we'll find a time that does work for your schedule. So for our module 2, we're going through our first lab, lab number 1, which is the analysis of a part. Now within this module, what we're going to do is introduce the SOLIDWORKS simulation user interface. So we're looking at that simulation user interface, and we're going to use this to complete our lab number 1, which is titled analysis of a part. So within this first assignment, you're going to be completing the SOLIDWORKS simulation tutorial. So it's a tutorial that you're going to be stepping through, and the title of this tutorial that you're going to be going through is analysis of a part. Now I want you to step through this tutorial very carefully and pay particular attention to the units that are being used in the tutorial. Make sure you select and use those same units as you're going through it. Another thing to note is that the plotted results may differ ever so slightly from those presented in the tutorial. So based upon what version of SOLIDWORKS you're using, did you input things the exact same way? Are there any subtle differences that may change these plots slightly? Now, there's links within this tutorial that should automatically load the correct part file that you're going to use. Now, if this doesn't work, don't worry. If this does not load properly, I've also included a copy of the part that's available on Blackboard for you to download and use. So now, objectives within this module. We're going to be looking at the orientation and setup of the SOLIDWORKS environment. This is going to be important and something that carries on throughout the semester of how you're actually setting up that environment, understanding where everything is located and how to navigate through it. We're also going to be looking at customizing your SOLIDWORKS screens to make it easy for you to find those things. You can customize where things are, what units you're using, and things like that so that you have it ready to go for you. Now, the next thing we're going to take a look at is the property managers and our dialog boxes, and we'll go through those within the tutorial. And then throughout that, we're looking at a couple of cautions and things to know as you're working through this SOLIDWORKS environment. Now, required readings and viewings for this module number 2, you have your introduction reading number 2, which is titled The Introduction of SOLIDWORKS Simulations. This is included on Blackboard. I'm also going to ask you to go back and review the material from our previous module as well. So here is our schedule for the semester. So you can see we are now in our module number 2, which is our week 2 of the semester. This is our start date of the semester here. We're looking at the analysis of an assembly. So the assigned homework, this is your lab number 1, and your lab number 1 is going to be due on the 30th, which is at Sunday at the end of the day at 11:59 p.m.